I am part Argentinian, Welsh, and Japanese. I was raised by my grandparents along with my mom for most of my life. Arizona is where I was born and raised, and this is where I learned a lot about life. Family has been a huge, important part of my life and in my family. We are something that you would be described as a cube. The Lord has been a part of my life since I was 12 years old, and I'm very thankful for him and blessed to have him in my life despite all of the challenges I've endured. Christmas has been one of the most cherished holidays in my family. More in particular, the Christmas tree and decorating the Christmas tree and going to family events such as Winter Haven, Mount Lemon, and building snowmen on the mountain. Camping is another huge part of my life and my upbringing. I would go camping quite a bit when I was a kid. My grandfather taught us a lot about camping, and he taught us different traits and skills on how to survive. Fishing is another big part of my culture. My grandfather taught us about fishing, and it was another life skill that was essential because it taught you how to be patient and when you're bored to think. The mountains can be very helpful and therapeutic, and this is somewhere where I personally would love to be and I love to go. Horseback riding has been a part of my life since I was a kid, and I've had some interesting memories and occurrences that have happened. Chevy trucks have been a major part of my life as well. Most of my family has owned Chevy trucks, and I've spent a lot of my life around Chevy trucks. Four-wheeling has been something that I started when I was 12, and we would go out to ride quads. I would ride quads with my brother and my other family, like my uncle, and we would go to the sand dunes where they would have drags, and we would watch a lot of the people race at the drags. Country music has been a huge part of my life growing up. Most of the music that I was raised off of was country music. One of the biggest country stars that is my favorite singer is George Strait. My grandmother would oftentimes have the radio playing to country music. I love my country. My grandfather served in the Navy and his father served in the Army. I was taught to love my country and to fight for my country and protect it with pride. Hiking is something I established on my own. Even though we would go camping a lot, we would hike, and I didn't really realize this until later in life. But hiking is so good for you for many reasons, especially for blood flow. Baling hay was another huge part of my life. I would go and bale hay with my grandparents and my uncle. I actually made $100 helping my uncle, and I baled hay in the rain, which was super scary because it gets slippery. Bonfires are something that I love to do, especially because you get to sit around the fire with your family and your friends, and you get to talk and create memories and laugh and have a good time. I feel that this is such a great bonding experience, and it creates everlasting relationships. A sunflower is my grandfather's favorite flower, and I happened to take a photo of my family in front of my grandfather's field of sunflowers, which is a huge thing that we actually have the photos that I took around the house, and we used it for his celebration of life, which was an honor. The ocean was another huge part of my life growing up. I used to love going there with my aunt, my tia, Virginia. She would take me and my brother to Torrey Pines, and we would go sit out there and go swimming past the waves. We'd ride the waves. She'd treat us with snacks and drinks, and we got to play in the sand and find seashells. It was an amazing time. Family gatherings is another huge part of my family life, especially when it involves food. So a lot of people in my family like to cook, and a lot of them cook very well. And this is our time where we all come together to bond with one another and create memories and make really good food. And it's sort of like a love language. We have come a long ways as a family, and despite all the challenges that we face, we still manage to pull through. This is me, and this is my culture. This is how I was brought up, and this is the way that my life has been since I was a kid and continues to be. As you can see, these are bits and pieces of my life in one photo or one slide. Thank you.